All my grandbabies are here and my heart is singing. And if I got to thinking, what if the life you're searching for isn't somewhere in the future? What if it is sitting right here in front of you, but you're too busy trying to become someone else to notice? Today, I want to talk about the art of showing up as yourself, loving your family, living the life that feels good from the inside out. So grab your coffee, darling, and let's talk. Good morning, darlings. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jacqueline. I am a confident older Jamaican SoftLife seamstress, author, wife, mother, grandma, and a woman who has reinvented herself many times throughout her life. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification. The reason I've always remind you to hit the bell is because these conversations aren't just about fashion, style, or lifestyle. Are about becoming her. They're about remembering who you are. And every time YouTube notifies you about a new video, it might exactly message you needed that day. So, hit the bell button, darlings. Now, let's get into our conversation today. This morning, I woke up and I opened my curtains. The sunshine poured into the room. Oh my gosh. I stepped outside my sliding door. The warmth touches my face. I stood there for a moment and simply breathe. No rushing, no scrolling, no worry. Just being. I made myself a cup of coffee and sat on the back porch. The birds were singing. The breeze was soft, just like now. The sun felt warm. I felt something many people are searching for. Contentment. Not because everything in life is perfect. No, darlings. But because I was present enough to appreciate what was already there. And then I smile because of all my grandbabies are here. All of them, the four of them, all together. And my heart was singing. Later that day, I invited my daughter, the grandbabies, her friend, to go on a boat ride with us to the sandbar because we live on a family compound. The kids were excited. Everybody was laughing, talking, playing, being themselves. And as I sat there watching them, I realized something. Children don't struggle with authenticity. No, adults do. Children laugh when they want to laugh, cry when they want to cry, dance when they hear music, start shaking themselves, run when they feel joy. They don't ask permission to be themselves. No, darlings. Somewhere along the way, many of us learn to stop doing that. We start editing ourselves, hiding ourselves, explaining ourselves, shrinking ourselves. And that's where the problem begins. most women think the problem is that they don't have enough confidence. They think the problem is their age, their weight, their wrinkles, their finances, their relationships, their career, their wardrobe. But that's not the real problem. No, darlings. The real problem is disconnection. We have become disconnected from ourselves. We've spent so many years taking care of everybody else that we stop listening to ourselves. We become experts of meeting everyone else's needs while abandoning ours. And then one day we wake up wondering, who am I? What do I want? What makes me feel happy? Why don't I feel fulfilled? The problem isn't your age. No. The problem is that you've forgotten yourself. Darlings, I've had to reinvent myself many a times. I started over. I've left countries. I've left relationships. I've rebuilt businesses. I've worked multiple jobs. I've been a single mom. I've been broke. I've experienced loss. I have experienced disappointment. I have experienced fear. But every season taught me something. The biggest lesson. The more I become myself, the happier I became. Not perfect, no, darlings. Not wealthy, far from. Not problem-free, really. Simply more myself. And that changed everything. It changes everything when you're your true self. As I sat watching my family at the sandbar, I wasn't thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about followers. I wasn't thinking about the algorithm. I wasn't thinking about who liked my post. I was watching my daughter, watching my grandbabies, watching people I love. And I thought, this is what wealth feels like. Not because wealth is money, although I wish I had a lot, but because wealth is having something money cannot buy. Connection, presence, and love. Memories, oh my goodness, memories, time spent together. Many people spend their entire lives chasing success, only to discover they miss the moment that actually matters. Showing up as yourself is an art, because the world constantly teaches us to perform for acceptance, to perform for approval, to perform for validation, perform for love. But true freedom happens when you stop performing and start living. Showing up as yourself means wearing what you love, setting boundaries, choosing peace living accordingly to your values, trusting your intuition, being comfortable in your own skin. That's soft life. Not laziness, not avoidance, not luxury. Soft life is inner peace. So let me ask you something. If nobody judges you, if nobody criticizes you, let's start with something else. If nobody had an opinion, how would you live? How would you dress differently? Would you travel more? Would you start that business? Would you leave the relationship? Would you move? Would you finally rest? Would you finally just be yourself? Think about that. Because many people aren't trapped by circumstances, they're trapped by fear of judgment. People think reinvention means becoming someone new. I disagree. Reinvention is remembering who you were before life convinced you otherwise. Before disappointments, before heartbreaks, before rejections, before responsibilities, before survival. Reinvention is coming home to yourself. And that is exactly why I created my free reinvention checklist. Excuse me. Because I want women to stop asking, what should I become? And start asking, who have I always been? That question changes everything. If you're watching this and you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, your story is not over. Your best chapter may still be ahead. You can still learn, you can still grow, you can still evolve. Still love. I found my husband when I was 50. Still travel, still create, still reinvent, still become. The world may try to convince women that aging means disappearing. I believe aging means arriving into wisdom, arriving into confidence, arriving into authenticity, arriving into yourself. As I watch my grandbabies laughing and playing at the sandbar, I realize that happiness is often much simpler than we make it. A cup of tea, the sunshine, family, love, gratitude, presence, being yourself. That is enough. That is abundance. And that is wealth. That is the soft life. And if today's conversation spoke to you, download my free reinvention checklist through the link in my bio. It will help you to reconnect with yourself and begin creating a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate that. And remember, darlings, you don't have to become someone else to be worthy. You simply have to remember who you are. Okay, come to the end of the video. And I'm just gonna tell you about my book. You know me. I wrote a book. This is Not a Practice Life by Jacqueline Young Landy. It became a bestseller on Amazon. I wrote it during COVID. It comes in hardcover, it comes in paperback, and it comes in Kindle. So go on there, put the name in of the book and my name, and purchase it in whatever form you love. Read it. And after you read it, come back and to Amazon and write a review for me, please. I greatly appreciate that. But the best part is, lend it to someone else or give it to someone else for them to read it and be enlightened. A friend, a relative, a co-worker, associate, a female, a male, it doesn't matter. Lend it to them. So we came back from our trip, and my husband washed off the boat, and I said, you know what, let me come back here and do a video before I go in and just chill. And I think my dog is gone. He finally said, I don't know what mommy doing, but I need to go. So let all of that sink in, darlings, and I see you in the next video. Much love, take care. But before I go, let me just show you around. So this is our boat. It can hold up to 10, 12 people. It had, let me see how much it had. It had 4, 5, 6, 7, had 8 today. So this is the front of it. Whew. This is the front where the grandbabies were. This is the back where me and hubby were and the rest of the crew. And then this is the lake or the canal. Beautiful. So I'm going back up now. Just take a little break and just chill. Somebody texting me. Oh, here we go. So this, let me show you guys. This is the family compound. So this is my daughter's apartment. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse. This is our tiki bar. We're at the boat. Let me just put this down so I can lock the gate. I don't want the dogs running away. And then we're going to go up. All right, guys. Hope you have an awesome, awesome day. I sure did. It was wonderful, wonderful. Let me just show you the backyard first before I get off. So that's my daughter's apartment. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse, and this is our backyard. That's where I had my coffee this morning, and that's it. So let it all sink in, and I see you in the next video. Much love. Bye. Take care.
it fall off. Blow that on again. Blow that on. Blow that on. Right here. Right here. Press it. Press this. Press that.